There are places in Germany that look like they stepped right out of a fairy tale. Disneyland Live. These three are members of the British Armed Forces in Germany. By the end of their tour of duty, they'll have learned to eat hot dogs out of their hands. The traffic takes a little getting used to, too. And a ride in a horse-drawn carriage is just the thing to adjust to driving on the right and not on the left, like back home in the United Kingdom. After a few months, they'll know what their favorite dishes are called and how to order them in German. They'll be accustomed to life in Germany, though not necessarily to sauerkraut and dumplings. Basic training lasts for 8 weeks. The volunteer soldiers normally remain in Germany for a longer period of time, flying home for free for 3 weeks of vacation each year. By the way, every 12th married British soldier has married a German Fräulein. It's a tradition that every year a member of the royal family visits his troops here. At some point, the routine of daily life in Germany will take over, and he'll probably stop getting into cars on the wrong side. He'll probably have trouble readjusting to back home. Speaking of cars and readjusting, who'd ever have thought that the world's greatest luxury limousine would be available on every street corner? It's easy to get used to traveling in such style. A little harder to get used to is the juxtaposition of the old and the new, the profane and the sacred. But after all, this is the old world. One is thousands of miles from home. It's only natural that everything is different. Well, maybe not everything. Off-duty means just that. Out of the uniform and on the town. And when that town is Heidelberg, then it's a must. And not just because it's the home of the U.S. headquarters. The city on the Neckar not only has a famous castle and Germany's oldest university, but also many buildings from the Middle Ages, and a helping hand is always available for a lost guest.
Oh yeah. Does it take dollars?
Come together. The best way to get to know the customs and culture of another country is to try them out. Many a lasting friendship has developed around barbecued ribs. There are places around the bases, though, where you'd swear you'd never left home, which is good. After all, there are some things you just can't do without.
Was möchten Sie trinken?
Ein großes Bier, bitte.
Nothing overcomes language barriers better than personal encounters. In Germany, an empty seat is an invitation to sit down. And during the course of a meal, it's only natural that neighbors get to know each other. Eating in the continental fashion looked so easy when he did it. We sat there for hours, and I learned what gemütlich means. The bear is the symbol of Berlin, and Berlin is definitely worth a trip. landmarks of a city that was divided for years. Divided by the wall, the symbol of oppression. November 9th, 1989. The citizens of East Germany force an opening in the wall. "We are the people" is their rallying cry, aimed at the oppressive machinery of the state. And the people refuse to submit any longer. The wall comes tumbling down, turns piece by piece into a souvenir. Berlin will become the capital of the now undivided Germany and the seat of its government. What was divided is growing together again, a dynamic process which would never have been possible without the solidarity of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization and the soldiers it stationed in Germany. Thanks to them, younger Germans in East and West are getting to know parts of their country which were strictly restricted until now. I got this at the place where they make such cuckoo clocks, in the Black Forest. Now that really made an impression. A part of that impression is owed to the French and Canadian soldiers who are stationed here and voluntarily pitch in to help clean up storm and flood damage. They've also been known to help the local wine growers at vintage time. The proximity to France makes it feasible to dash home for the weekends. On the other hand, the mostly young French soldiers have friendly relations with the townsfolk, and it's not unusual to find them spending the holidays under a German Christmas tree. And then there are the wine festivals. Wine brings joy and makes friends. And a friend is just what the French recruits need when they first move into the barracks as young draftees, fresh out of the provinces and away from home for the first time. Together with basic training, the tour of duty lasts another 10 months. Before they know it, they've gotten used to the uniforms, the marching, and the songs, and are thinking about signing on for an additional 6 months.
Vous mettez en fente avant comme ça et vous la jetez en fouettant. Fouettant du poignet. Compris?
No, these balls don't explode. They're used for more peaceful pursuits. What has exploded is the number of organizations with both French and German members, and the number of partnerships between French and German units. These offer plenty of opportunities to get to learn firsthand about the customs and lifestyles of the other country. You might say they open up a whole new perspective. I can't believe I drank this all myself. But I did at Munich's Oktoberfest. But there's a lot more to Munich than just beer. On with the show. Every evening on over 500 German stages. Opera and operetta, dance and musicals. Theater and cabaret, reviews and concerts. The fine arts are highly regarded, popular and classical, old and new. I always dreamed that one day I'd have a castle, all my very own. Practice makes perfect. For the British soldiers, skiing is a mandatory course, once a year at the school in Sonthofen. In a couple of days, he'll be able to stay on his feet. Countless students have found themselves becoming addicted to the slopes. It's just good that you don't have to ski in your own kilt. From the Alps in the south to the seas in the north, people of a nation which has developed a vigorous feeling of being integrated in a multinational, multicultural community. All in all, I had a very good time. Now I'll be taking my Germany home with me in this suitcase. But I'm already thinking about Auf Wiedersehen.